It's your main man, Coach Richie Rich, Coach Baz, with my younger brother.
Hey there, you out there, guys?
And welcome to the Think Strong, Be Strong channel. If it's your first time here, click the like and subscribe button. If you're an avid listener, welcome back. So I took a trip down south, chilling with my baby brother, and as usual, the message of today came out of nowhere. So we're gonna get to it in just a moment. Hey guys, welcome back. So I took a trip down south. Come check on my little brother. He's gonna be the next face of YouTube.
Hopefully.
Voices from the chair.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've got it right. You've heard it here first.
Views from the chair.
Views
No,
from
like
the
Drake,
chair.
views from the sixth. Mine's views from the chair, innit?
Views from the chair, right. So we're here just talking, and you know, he wants to jump on YouTube at some point, which is real cool. London life is a lot different from my lifestyle up in Leeds, but we're in our area where we spend most of our time growing up, and we were just chatting as you normally do, and healing is the word for today. Healing. You know, some of us grew up in different lifestyles, different cultures. Me and my brother, we grew up in a very strict household. There are 6 of us in total, but there's me, my brother, and my other brother in Chester. So we grew up in a strict household, and you know, to somebody who doesn't know, you'd be like, oh my God, your parents are so strict, man. Why can't you do stuff? And to us, it was just like everyday life, you know. And sometimes the older you get, depending on the different exposures you get in life, it affects you in a way. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it does. I agree. It does affect you.
See, it affects you.
Mentally and physically.
See, mentally and physically. And you know, it takes a while before the scars start to show. Sometimes you don't even know when the scars are showing. They just start to appear. Maybe it's a relationship you're getting yourself into. Maybe it's a job opportunity that you always wanted and you got turfed. Or maybe it's just stuff like you're just behind on rent or whatever, everyday life. And then the scars start to really, really appear and make itself known. And triggers happen and you find yourself locked off. Like there was a period in my life where I just disconnected from everybody, my brothers, my mom, my dad, you know, friends. I just disconnected because I was going through what I called a tough time, and now I call character building moments, you know. And we were going through this, I was going through this tough time, and I needed to find myself. I needed to heal certain wounds. I needed to soul search. I needed to forgive myself first before forgiving those around me, before I allow myself to come out and have the conversation, and really just feel like it's okay. And then me and my brother are now talking, and you know, we're talking about healing, and he's talking about, you know, taking time away from people, and how sometimes people, even family, may not understand why he's doing what he's doing, considering that he's the baby of the household and he's always the most fun one and the one who hugs everybody, and now he's not hugging anybody and he's showing that he's got zero chill for people. But it's not zero chill, he's just taking time out to heal, because we always think, especially me being the firstborn, that maybe the firstborn took a lot, or maybe the secondborn took a lot. And you know, we always have this joke that he got everything, we got our ass whooped, you know what I mean? And he got to argue back. We didn't get any of that shit. Like, you argue back, you get ready to get Stone Cold Stunner from your mom. It's not long. Do you understand? So but it's interesting to hear him talking from his viewpoint. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't get everything as much as they think I did. Nah, I didn't. Nah.
He got all the latest PlayStations, he got the Nintendo 64s. If his computer pad broke, he got a new one instantaneously.
Hey, I paid for like, a lot of them came out of my hard-earned money, in it. Like, I found ways to save lunch money, school dinner money, £2 a day. I saved that for 2-3 weeks. Got my own pad, innit?
So yeah, see, this is the argument that's going to happen for years. Do you know what I mean? So we're like in our 30. You in your 30s now?
Nah, 27.
27.
Yeah, 28 this year.
28 this year. You understand? And we're having the same argument. He got everything and we got nothing. So, but he's just talking about his own healing, you know, and how although we saw it as you got everything. He's like, bruv, when you left home, you know, there was a lot of other things that came to light that you didn't know. There were, you know, he had to step up too, and you know, try and fill in the shoes of both me and my brother. You know, before him, felt like Star Wars. You know, you know, like my father before me, I am a Jedi. All that business. So he had to be Ray Skywalker, because
Oh yeah.
I'd have been Darth Vader, Anakin. My brother would have been Luke,
I'll be Ray.
and he'd be Ray. So
Lightsaber. Come
there
on.
you go. So
Force.
yeah, it's not that ancestral business. Not, I know they're all brother and sister business, but you know what I'm saying. So no, he's just talking about his time, and he's taking out time to heal, and he lives his life a lot different from us because, you know, he faces different challenges because we face racism. He faces racism and disability. He also faces trying to work 3 times as hard to be less than half as good. We have to work twice as hard to be half as good. So, you know, he has his own demons that he was talking about, that he was dealing with. And we're all in the healing phase, and we all have our own ways of healing, you know. And it seems like the trait in our family, amongst us brothers, is we'll go radio silent while we try and think and probably overthink. See?
I agree, man. Go ghost. No one can find me.
See?
But it's bad. It's bad. I know it's bad.
See?
Bad.
We're both aware. We know it's not the best way because we make people worry. But everybody has their own process of how they're trying to get to a certain point before they can bring themselves back out and talk to people and have the conversation, you know. The wonderful thing about my brother, he was saying, was that, you know, he opened up to his boys, you know, and he let his boys know the situation, innit?
Yeah, no, I feel like that was one thing that I didn't know the power effect of that. I used to think it was all a lie. Talking to people, it didn't really do nothing, but especially being an African household as well, you have to keep everything within. Don't tell people your business and whatnot. But I feel like the day that I actually did, I felt that weight lifted off my chest, and it felt really good. Really good.
See, that's what I'm saying. So now he's at a place, because we're having a heart-to-heart talk, and we talk, but sometimes we don't get this deep all the time because we don't have that much time to spend around each other as it is, you know. So we try and get it all in at once, but today's a good day for it, you know. So we're like, let's have this conversation, and we're talking about things that we were feeling or experiencing. Me, when I left London to go up to Leeds, how I felt, you know, guilty or felt like I just left them alone, and maybe they resented me for it. And he's like, nah, bro, you did what you had to do, you know, because we knew you were looking out for us.
Exactly, yeah, no resentment.
See, you know, you knew that you know, you came back when you didn't have to come back, and you stayed around when you didn't have to stay around, and you know, nobody resented you. But for a period, I felt bad about that. And he just told me today, nah, bro, it's fine. You did what you had to do, and nobody, you know, we don't feel any way towards you. If I didn't take time to work in myself and be able to be comfortable and say that, I won't say it to myself, I won't probably be able to have this conversation with him and tell him, I kind of felt like you guys, you know, I let you guys down by leaving.
Yeah, and that's the thing, I would have felt guilty myself as well if he stayed forever and just, you know, carried on. I felt like I'd have felt good because he wouldn't have had a life, because I felt like he had to sacrifice his life for me when I didn't need to. I feel like I'm independent. I can do this on my own as well. Like, in it, certain times he needs a breather. He needs time for himself. Same way we need time for ourselves as well. So it's good. I feel like the way he did it was good. It's healthy. He needed that time to go and experience his own life. You get me?
So, you know, healing, there are different ways to heal, and there are different ways to find or come to your truth, you know. And the beautiful thing about healing is when you've healed certain scars, you can come back together with the people and share and talk about it like it's nothing. I mean, me and my brothers, we never fell out. Do you understand? But we never really spoke about these things either. It was probably like an unsaid thing that we all kind of thought we knew before actually having a conversation going, oh, dude, really? I always thought it was this. And he's like, no, well, nah, you just thought, or actually, I always thought it was that. So that's the beautiful thing about it. So, yo, take some time out to heal, man. Take time out to think about what you're going through. What me and my brother do know is, especially when it comes to family, they're never really going to understand why you have to do it the way you're doing it, because they're always going to want to try and be there, and always going to want to try and do it in the way that they know. And sometimes it can feel claustrophobic.
Very. That was the word I was thinking of. Very claustrophobic. I was actually thinking of that word. Very.
Yeah, it can feel claustrophobic, but it's okay because they're not always going to understand it. And sometimes it's not for them to understand right now because you're going through the process. But it's more for you to get to a place of, when you've gone through your process, to be able to have the courage, I guess, which is French for be of heart, to go back to them and have the conversation and say, look, this is why this has happened. And they may not like the answer, and they may not understand it still, but that's okay, because if you understand it and you feel in a better place, that's what that matters.
Exactly, I agree.
Right, so there you go. So anyway, that's healing, guys. Like we always say, live your life one step, one rep at a time. Think from bistro and be happy. Peace.